all they ass for making their own village. Hell yeah, all the dummies can circle up in one place. Perfect. They want us to care so bad. They really want us to give it their, oh my God, they're down there building a clan village. Man, please. Next.
Okay, so real quick, so y'all know there's like this big breaking of the whites only community happening in Arkansas, right? And suddenly it's made national news. Well, here's the thing, and this is for those of you that want to participate, those of you that are, wanting to go backwards. We don't care. We literally do not care. Like, do it, bye, go. But anyway, black and brown people, I need y'all to pay attention. Because if we've ever heard a dog whistle, this is definitely one of the biggest, loudest dog whistles there's ever been. Simply because this thing is making national news. Tell me they don't know what they're doing. Y'all stay vigilant. Watch your kids, drink your water, keep your eyes open and mind your business. Bye.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're talking about the old white town in Arkansas. And people keep asking me how I feel about it. I'm saying I don't have a problem. Do what you feel like you need to do. If you can't get along with the rest of us, removing yourself, separating yourself, segregating yourself is a proper answer. But I do have some questions. Number one, who you gonna blame the crime on? The crime statistics are going to be exposed. And speaking of statistics that's going to be exposed, I'm wondering who you're going to blame the failing educational system on. The brunettes. Y'all going to start mistreating the brunettes. The brown-eyed kids are the ones getting all the F's and the D's. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with y'all moving off to your own devices. Because I know that you know how to repopulate the land with just your sister. But I can't wait for y'all town to blow up to a big old city so we can see what your basketball team is gonna look like. It's the all-white layups. I don't know what y'all call it. Y'all might have to go to the big three first, but I do know y'all should be raising your own crops and raising your own food and cooking what you kill, because it's gonna be some time before national franchises are going to want to come set up shop over there. You should not expect McDonald's to endorse y'all's foolishness. I do know that y'all qualify for I don't have a soul food restaurant. I think the best y'all going to be able to do is an all-white castle.
So for those of you that plan on moving to Arkansas to build the cottage cheese only town, go ahead and do it. Do it. And don't be so concerned about why we're concerned about why you want to do it. We're actually not. The only concern that we have is, when are you going to call us to help you pack so that you can get there quicker? Because we could give two shits. But I have two conditions though for you guys to move. When you create that town, make sure that it's a town that you can't come out of, and only people that can come in is more of you. I mean, when you think about what you need to come out for, you have no reason to come out. So make sure that you have everything that you need. And speaking of everything that you need, condition number two is, get rid of all the things in your life that were created by black, brown people, Spanish, whatever, that made your life a lot easier. Get rid of all those things and see how long you last. And you'll find yourself being preoccupied with what your neighbors do. Your whole existence was based on what we did. And now that you won't have us to observe and watch and lie on and whatever, see how long you last going against your neighbors.
When y'all made that all-white town in Arkansas, how did y'all expect black people to react? Did y'all want us to like riot? Did you want us to like burn the city down, protest? How did y'all expect us to react? Because the reaction that you're getting is clearly not what you were looking for. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be trying to open up a whole nother city just like Arkansas. You know, we've been excluded from places pretty much for generations. So why the fuck do we care about being down in West Coast? y'all ask black people, why don't you bring your businesses back to the hood? It's so much deeper than that. Like we we have been so programmed that we don't even help each other anymore. And this is just truth. This is just fact, y'all. I can only speak on my community because I don't know anything else about any other community. Y'all tell me. But that is what I've noticed about the black community. I think that we don't actually believe that we can be something. We can be a force to be reckoned with. We individually have our own thoughts, yes, about what we could be, but I don't think as a collective we have come together yet and really admitted to ourselves that we can be better than what we are. I recently heard about this theory, right? It's called the flea theory. Let me show y'all. So basically, they got a generation of fleas and they put them in an open canister with the lid off. And the fleas would jump out, they'd escape. And then as they kept on breeding the fleas and the generations kept on going, with the second one, they would put the lid right here. Let's just say at the top. And they started, and when they hit the top, that third generation only jumped to the top. Then they lowered it. By the fourth generation, they were only jumping to where they put the lid, even when the lid was off. Now, once the fifth generation came along, they left it completely open, and none of the generations jumped past that limit they did with the fourth. Are you catching what I'm putting down? It gets to a point. It gets to a point that you're made to believe for so long that you are nothing, and you can be nothing, you can accomplish nothing, that you start to really actually be that and believe that. So, I guess what I'm saying is like, it's really sad that racists can come together and do more for their community than we can as black people, and I feel like we have to do better. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so in a nutshell, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about the white community thing. I didn't even bat an eye, to be honest. Maybe I live in the South. So, yeah. Anyway, y'all, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's it.
What do I mean? It's the first real economic competitor that the United States has had in.
So in this video we are looking at black Americans, their reaction towards this white new town that literally is being created, and of course it has literally been announced in the national news in America. So their reaction literally in a nutshell is, we don't care, we mind our business, and of course you do you. The people who feel like they want to join the white community, the fellow whites who are racist, they can join them and of course stay in that town and do their own thing, because at the end of the day it will be better for black Americans, for the black people in America, because the racists, or should I say people who literally feel like they are into the whole white supremacy, racism literally, and they feel like they're superior than other races, they can literally stay in one place so that they can so they stay in this one town of theirs that they're building right now, so that other communities, other races, they can feel safe, so they can live peacefully without this racism all around in America. So for the longest time, black Americans have had built their own black community. You've been told that there used to be a Tulsa town, there used to be a Black Wall Street, and somehow they were successful, but they were burned down. They were literally torn apart by the white people in America, because for the longest time in the hierarchy of races, the white people always feel superior, and they always say they're better, they're more clever than the black people. And the black people, they were at the bottom of the pyramid, where you're supposed to stay as a slave, you're supposed to stay as an employee, you're supposed to stay as a servant, you're supposed to stay, earning the minimum wage. You're not supposed to become rich. That was used to be in America for the longest time. But nowadays you see black Americans are more educated, they have the higher different skill set, and they of course they employ themselves. We have billionaires, millionaires, black Americans, and at the same time we have these communities that are thriving, that are being built by black Americans. We have businesses that are being built by black Americans. We have literally cities where there are predominantly black Americans living in it, and they're successful, bringing it old city to modern times, and they're thriving and growing and becoming successful, and also attracting fellow black Americans or black people to live in it. So for the longest time, we've seen wherever black Americans or black people go in America and start a community and build it and become successful, somehow the white people find a way to tear it down, to tear it down, or to destroy that area. But with the way things are going now with this white community that is being built right now, so the black Americans literally saying, you know what, we don't care really. Thankfully, at least the racists will have their own place to stay there, so they can avoid following us black people, black Americans, you know, finding us what we're doing and all this stuff, and start calling the police. At least we know the streets will have less racist people, and they'll feel much safer. Literally, that's what they're saying. And they're saying, you know what, they cannot wait for that town, you know, to attract more or fellow white people who feel like they are into that whole white supremacy, where they want to only associate with fellow whites. And they're like, it's okay, you do your thing, and even us black people, black community, will do our thing. We mind our own business, we stay in our lane, and you guys stay in your own lane. All right, let me know what you think about this video. Drop your comments and subscribe to my channel.